My name is Cadell Last, a philosopher with an interest in exploring the greatest minds and connecting their thought to the problems of our time. To further this aim, I am offering and leading a course on Friedrich Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Nietzsche as a philosopher in general, and Thus Spoke Zarathustra as a book specifically, represents one of the most profound challenges to 20th century philosophy, a challenge very much still open to us today. Consider that many of the greatest philosophers of the 20th century, from the phenomenologist Martin Heidegger to the metaphysician Gilles Deleuze, wrestled deeply with Nietzsche's work. For Heidegger, Nietzsche represented a much-needed return to a life-affirming being, instead of its unconscious forgetting underneath the ontologies supporting Western metaphysics. For Deleuze, Nietzsche represented a much-needed emphasis on a thriving multiplicity of form, or a dynamic individuation, over fixed, unified, perfect form and identity. Both Heidegger's project of privileging our being in the world over metaphysics, and Deleuze's project of privileging individual differences of identity over unified form, are very much alive in our culture at large. Nietzsche and Thus Spoke Zarathustra also remain positively influential to a new philosophy of the 21st century, even circulating and influencing contemporary trans and post-humanist philosophy. For example, many transhumanist philosophers claim that Nietzsche's idea that man is something to be overcome is a type of prophetic vision and precursor to the ideas that are now being discussed by scientists who are attempting to break the limits and extend the capacities of the human being with technology. But what did Nietzsche himself actually say in Thus Spoke Zarathustra? What was he really trying to communicate to us? Can we really get rid of Western metaphysics? What about the idea of perfect form? And how does all this relate to progress in modern science and technology? Can we really transcend the human condition itself? Nietzsche does start his work by dramatically proclaiming the death of God, emphasizing that the meaning and value of human life does not lie in a transcendental beyond, does not lie in a guarantee of perfect being after death. He suggests the only logical response to the death of God is the overcoming of the human for the overman. However, this figure is not so much thought of in technological terms, but rather in terms of meaning and values. The overman is the whole meaning and value of the earth. The overman is found in the processes of the spiritualized body, as well as its perpetual overcoming for something beyond us in this world. With these ideas, Nietzsche takes us on a profound journey, using his quasi-fictional character of Zarathustra as a speaking vessel. We oscillate in his thought between human society and extreme isolation, attempting to reflect on the overcoming of man and the birth of the overman. When we read the text alone, we can become overwhelmed and disoriented with profound message after profound message. It is as if we are being exposed to a lightning bolt in the form of a divine sermon in the wild, communicating the deepest hidden secrets of being. This course hopes to contain this feeling of being overwhelmed and disoriented by Nietzsche, and explores each of Zarathustra's messages point by point, slowly, systematically, with both visual presentations and live discussions. Perhaps most importantly, we will aim to connect these messages to the context of the present moment. Today, the stakes are the highest. How can we think of Christian religion or religion in general after Nietzsche? How are we to approach our development or individuation after Nietzsche? And how are we to think of meaning and value in our increasingly scientific, technological age, which seems to force upon us a totally different world? All this awaits in a course that will start July 15th, 2022. You can find out more about this course at philosophyportal.online. Hope you join me to explore the speech of Zarathustra, his quest for the overman, and the meaning and value of the earth.